Growth never happens by accident. It is not a matter of luck, and it is not magic. True growth is built day by day, choice by choice. No matter who you are, where you come from, or what your goals are, there are 4 rules you must follow if you want to change your life. By following these rules, you can transform your mindset, overcome your past, and build a successful future. In this video, we are going to explore the 4 unbreakable rules of personal growth through an inspiring story of determination, struggle, and triumph. If you're ready to stop waiting for life to get easy and start building the future you dream of, this story is exactly what you need to hear. Let's begin. The story of the Stonecutter's path. Deep in a valley below the Misty Mountains, there lived a young woman named Maya. She worked in a village of stonecutters, where people carved beautiful structures out of rough mountain rock. Maya had a big dream. She wanted to build a great bridge across the valley's deep canyon to connect her isolated village to the rest of the world. The village elders laughed at her. "That canyon is too wide," they said. "The rock is too hard. You're too small." But Maya remembered the 4 rules of growth taught to her by her grandfather. She decided to begin. Part 1. The Heavy Hammer. Rule 1. Show up daily. On the first day, Maya walked to the edge of the canyon with a heavy iron hammer and a chisel. She chose a massive boulder and struck it. Clang! The hammer bounced off, leaving only a tiny white scratch. She worked for hours, but the rock did not break. She went home tired and sore. The next morning, her muscles ached. She did not feel like walking to the canyon. But she remembered the first rule, show up daily. She went anyway. Weeks passed. Rain or shine, whether she was tired or energized, Maya walked to the canyon every morning at dawn. Some days, she felt like she was making no progress at all. The villagers walked past and smiled pityingly. But Maya kept striking the stone. She knew that consistency beats intensity. She wasn't trying to break the boulder in one giant leap. She was building a habit of daily action. Part 2. The Broken Hand. Rule 2. Turn pain into fuel. One afternoon, Maya's hand slipped. The heavy iron hammer came down hard on her thumb. The pain was blinding. Tears rushed to her eyes, and she dropped her tools, crying out in the empty canyon. For 3 days, she could not hold her hammer. She sat at home, feeling defeated and heartbroken. The doubt crept into her mind. Maybe the elders were right. Maybe I am too weak. Then, she remembered the second rule, turn pain into fuel. She looked at her bandaged hand. She had 2 choices. She could let this pain crush her dream, or she could let it sharpen her focus. She chose focus. She used the anger and frustration of her injury to fuel her determination. The next day, she went back to the canyon. Since she couldn't swing the hammer with full force yet, she used her good hand to clear away the sharp gravel and map out the exact measurements for the bridge foundation. The pain didn't stop her. It made her resourceful. Part 3. The Slow Winter. Rule 3. Keep moving forward. Winter arrived, and a terrible blizzard hit the valley. The path to the canyon was covered in deep, freezing snow. It was impossible to swing a hammer in the freezing wind, and the heavy blocks of stone she had managed to cut were stuck in the mud. Maya felt paralyzed. She couldn't see the road ahead. The project felt completely stuck. But she remembered the third rule, keep moving forward. It did not matter how slow she went, as long as she didn't stand still. If she couldn't cut stone, she could gather small firewood to keep her workspace warm later. If she couldn't move the heavy blocks, she could clear an inch of snow from the path. On the worst days, she simply crawled through the snow just to stand at the edge of the canyon and look at her workspace. Every tiny action kept her momentum alive. She did not wait for the perfect, warm spring weather. She moved anyway. Part 4. The Master Builder. Rule 4. Keep learning and growing. As the months passed, Maya realized that hard work alone wasn't enough. The stones she cut were strong, but they were not fitting together correctly. If she kept going this way, the bridge would collapse under its own weight. Instead of getting frustrated and assuming she knew everything, Maya humbled herself. She remembered the fourth rule: keep learning and growing. She left her hammer for a week and walked to a neighboring village to meet an old architect who had built castles in his youth. She sat quietly and listened. She asked questions about weight distribution and archways. She observed the mistakes the old builder had made in his early years, so she wouldn't repeat them. Maya returned to the canyon not just as a worker, but as a student. Little by little, she improved her technique. She learned how to wedge the stones so they locked together perfectly without any mortar. Because she stayed curious, her potential became limitless. The inevitable reward. 3 years later, the village elders stood at the edge of the canyon in absolute silence. Spanning across the deep, terrifying gap was a beautiful, solid stone bridge. It was perfect. It was strong. Maya stood at the center of the bridge, looking back at the long path she had walked. She remembered the days she wanted to quit. She remembered the day she broke her hand, the freezing winter mornings, and the hours spent studying blueprints. She realized that the bridge wasn't the greatest thing she had built. The greatest thing she had built was herself. The strong, resilient, and wise woman standing on that bridge had been created entirely through the small choices she made with courage and discipline every single day. The moral of the story: you do not need magic to achieve your biggest goals. You only need to show up when you're tired. Use your struggles to get stronger. Take one step even when the path is dark. Never stop learning from the world around you. Self-improvement: the 4 rules of personal growth. Rule 1: show up daily. Growth begins with consistency. It does not start with giant leaps or sudden, rare bursts of energy. Instead, it starts with the simple decision to show up again and again. Consistency beats intensity. Success does not come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do every single day. On the days you are tired, show up anyway. On the days you do not feel like it, take action anyway. On the days when progress is invisible, trust the process. Showing up daily is the exact line that separates the dreamers from the doers. It is easy to work hard when you feel inspired, but real change happens when you work hard even when inspiration is gone. Small steps taken every single day will carry you much farther than massive efforts made only once in a while. Key takeaway: do not wait for a wave of motivation. Build a habit of daily action. Small, daily efforts add up to massive lifetime results. Rule 2: turn pain into fuel. True growth does not come from comfort zones. It comes from struggle, from failure, from heartbreaks, and from disappointments. These painful experiences are not the end of your story. They are actually the making of your character. The power of choice. Pain is a part of life, but how you react to it is your choice. You have 2 options when things go wrong. You can let the pain crush your spirit and give up. You can let the pain sharpen your focus and make you stronger. Fire and focus. Do not run away from your pain. Do not try to bury it or hide from it. Instead, use it. Let that pain become the inner fire that drives you forward. Let it remind you exactly why you started your journey in the first place. When you learn to turn your struggles into fuel, nothing can stop your growth. You become unstoppable because every obstacle only gives you more energy to succeed. Rule 3: keep moving forward. The greatest enemy of progress is standing still. When you face difficulties, it is easy to become paralyzed by fear or doubt. But you must never stop. Every step counts. It does not matter how slow you go. It does not matter if your steps are tiny. What matters most is that you keep moving. Every single step you take creates momentum, and momentum is what creates real change in your life. Small step creates momentum, builds confidence, creates real change. You do not need to see the whole road ahead of you. You do not need to know how the story ends. You only need to take the very next step. Even crawling forward is better than giving up. Even the smallest movement keeps your journey alive. Do not wait for the perfect time to start. Do not wait until you feel 100% ready. Do not wait for your fear to disappear. Move anyway. Step forward anyway. Grow anyway. Rule 4. Keep learning and growing. Growth stops the exact moment you believe you already know enough. Arrogance kills progress. To keep moving forward, you must remain a student of life. Life is a teacher. Life is constantly teaching you lessons. It teaches you through your successes, through your failures, through the people you meet, and through your everyday experiences. The people who continue to grow throughout their lives are the ones who stay curious. How to stay curious? Ask questions. Never assume you have all the answers. Listen more. Spend more time listening and less time speaking. Read and observe. Learn from the world around you every day. Learn from others. Study the people who are ahead of you, and learn from the mistakes of those who stumbled. Every lesson you learn becomes a valuable tool in your toolkit. The strongest people in the world are not the ones who know everything. They're the ones who are always willing to learn something brand new. Stay humble, stay curious, and never stop developing your mind. When you keep learning, you keep evolving. And when you keep evolving, your potential becomes limitless. Start right now. Do not wait for life to become easy. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment does not exist until you choose to act. Every single day gives you a fresh chance to grow, to rise, and to move closer to the life you truly want to live. Greatness is not built in a single day. It is built through small choices made with courage, discipline, and complete faith in yourself. Trust the journey. There will be days when the path feels incredibly hard. There will be days when your progress feels terribly slow. But you must keep going. Every single step you take is shaping the person you are becoming. One day, when you look back at this long journey, you will realize something very powerful. The person you once hoped to become was built through the tiny, quiet efforts you made every single day. Believe in the process. Trust your personal journey. Never stop moving forward. The future you dream of is not far away. It is waiting for you, one step at a time. Motivation life lesson from this story. Here are the core life lessons from Maya's story to motivate and inspire your readers. 1. Greatness is built, not given. We often look at successful people and assume they possess magic, luck, or a special talent we lack. But Maya's story reminds us that greatness is simply the result of small, invisible choices made over time. The bridge did not appear overnight. It was built one hammer strike at a time. You do not need a miracle to change your life. You just need to trust the process of daily effort. 2. Your habits matter more than your feelings. If you only work on your dreams when you feel motivated, inspired, or energetic, you will never finish what you start. Maya faced days when her muscles ached and the villagers laughed at her. The lesson: inspiration gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. True achievers separate their actions from their emotions. They show up and do the work, even on the days they don't feel like it. 3. Pain is a teacher, not a dead end. When Maya hit her hand with a hammer, she faced a choice that we all face when we fail or get hurt. Let the pain break us, or let it build us. Hardships, failures, and heartbreaks are inevitable in life. However, they do not arrive to destroy you. They arrive to reveal what you are made of. When things go wrong, do not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask, "How can I use this to become stronger?" 4. Progress is progress, no matter how slow. During the freezing winter, Maya couldn't make massive progress, but she refused to stand still. She cleared the snow and kept the journey alive. In life, you will face seasons where you cannot run. When that happens, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. The only fatal mistake in life is stopping completely. As long as you're taking one small step forward, you are still winning. 5. You must grow closer to your goals by growing yourself. Maya quickly realized that brute force and hard work weren't enough. She needed to become wiser. She had to humble herself and learn from someone else. Your current level of knowledge can only take you as far as you are today. If you want to reach a higher goal, you must upgrade your skills, your mindset, and your knowledge. Never let your mind close. Stay curious, stay humble, and remain a lifelong student. The ultimate takeaway. The biggest bridge you will ever build is the one that connects who you are today to who you want to become tomorrow. Do not wait for life to become easy. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Take your hammer, walk to your canyon, and make your first strike today. Your future self is waiting for you to begin. Words of wisdom. Here is a collection of powerful, timeless words of wisdom based on the rules of growth. These are short, impactful takeaways designed to inspire deep reflection, perfect for sharing, journaling, or keeping as personal reminders. On consistency and action. The secret of your future. The secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. What you do today is the blueprint for who you become tomorrow. Small streams, big oceans. A single drop of water cannot cut through stone, but a continuous waterfall can reshape a canyon. Never underestimate the power of small, daily efforts. The illusion of luck. People see the harvest, but they rarely see the planting, the weeding, and the waiting in the dark. Don't chase luck, plant seeds. On resilience and struggle. The fire's purpose. The same fire that melts wax is the fire that hardens steel. Let your difficulties harden your resolve, not melt your spirit. Scars as stars. Do not look at your past mistakes or pains as ugly scars. Look at them as stars that guided you out of your darkest nights. The soil of growth. Seeds don't sprout in bright sunlight. They sprout deep in the dark, dirty soil. When you feel buried by life's challenges, remember that you might actually be planted. On progress and patience. The speed of growth. An oak tree takes decades to grow, while a weed grows in days. True, lasting value takes time to build. Be patient with your slow progress. The direction matters most. It is far better to crawl in the right direction than to run full speed down the wrong path. Focus on clarity, not just speed. The next step is enough. You do not need to figure out the next 10 years of your life today. You only need to figure out the next 10 minutes. Take the step right in front of you. On humility and learning. The full cup. A cup that is already full cannot hold any fresh water. Empty your mind of the belief that you know everything, so life can fill you with new wisdom. 2 ears, 1 mouth. We are born with 2 ears and only 1 mouth for a reason, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. Wisdom is found in listening. Ego is found in talking. The wisdom in failure. Success feeds the ego, but failure builds the soul. Appreciate your mistakes, for they are the most honest teachers you will ever have. A final thought to carry with you. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. The world will not get softer, but through courage, consistency, and a willing heart, you will get stronger. Learn English from this story. Let's use Maya's story to improve your vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. This lesson breaks down the text into simple, practical language rules you can use in everyday conversation. 1. Key vocabulary, word by word. Here are the most important words from the story, explained simply with examples. Isolated, adjective, far away from other places or people, alone. Example. The small cabin in the woods was completely isolated. consistency, noun, doing the same thing regularly and well. Example, consistency in practicing English will help you speak fluently. Defeated, adjective, feeling like you have lost or failed. Example, after losing the football match, the team felt defeated. Resilient, adjective, able to become strong, healthy, or successful again after something bad happens. Example, she is very resilient. She smiles even when life gets hard. Momentum, noun, the force or speed that keeps something moving forward once it has started. Example, once you read the first chapter, you gain momentum to finish the whole book. 2. Useful phrases and idioms. These are natural English phrases used in the story that you can write or say. Rain or shine. Meaning, no matter what happens or no matter the weather. How to use, I go for a walk every morning, rain or shine. To creep into one's mind. Meaning, when a thought or feeling, usually a negative one like doubt or fear, starts to enter your head slowly. How to use, as the night got darker, fear began to creep into my mind. To fit together. Meaning, when two or more pieces join perfectly to make a whole. How to use, these puzzle pieces do not fit together. Little by little. Meaning, gradually, slowly over time. How to use, little by little, my English vocabulary is growing. 3. Simple grammar spotlight, whether, or. In the story, we saw the phrase, whether she was tired or energized, Maya walked to the canyon. We use the grammar pattern, whether, option A, or option B, to show that the final result stays exactly the same, no matter which of the two choices happens. Structures and examples. Whether you like it or not, you have to complete your homework today. I will buy this phone, whether it is on sale or at full price. Whether it rains or snows tomorrow, the match will still happen. 4. Reading and pronunciation practice. Read this short paragraph from the story out loud to practice your English speaking rhythm and clarity. Success does not come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do every single day. Even on the days when you are tired, show up anyway. Tips for speaking this out loud. Link your words. When saying once in a while, blend the sounds together so it sounds like once in a while. Stress the important words. Put extra vocal energy on success every single day and anyway to make your speech sound natural and emotional. Final thoughts. As we look at the beautiful stone bridge that Maya built, remember that the bridge isn't the greatest achievement of this story. The person she became along the way is. The future you are dreaming of isn't far away. It is waiting for you, one single step, one daily choice, and one small hammer strike at a time. Do not wait for life to become easy. Take action today, trust your unique journey, and never stop moving forward. If Maya's story brought a little bit of light or motivation to your day, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to hear this message right now. Thank you so much for watching. Keep growing, and I will see you in the next story.